Hello, Gordon here, and this Facebook Live I've called Superbowl Super Semis. Because in yesterday's video I was talking about rugby league and how the NFL, American football, was developed from rugby. So I thought I'd better talk about the NFL and the Super Bowl and the Super Bowl semi-finals, or as they call them in the NFL, the way the game is structured, the championship games of the AFC and the NFC. Two potentially great games on paper, which turned out to be two great games in reality, and there's a great goal achievement, self-improvement point from both of them. So that's why I'm going to talk about it today. And in fact, it was sport and actually the NFL which gave me my big breakthrough when it comes to turning my passions into profits, because sport is a passion of mine, and it was to do with the NFL that I got my big breakthrough turning passion into profits online. And I talk about that inside my Transform Your Life Now training, which you can see at transformyourlifenow.com. So, Super Bowl semi-finals, the first one. So the LA Rams taking on the New Orleans Saints. Two coaches by the name of Sean McVay of the LA Rams, the youngest coach of the NFL, coming up to only 33. Can you believe that? 33. A coach in the NFL. And it was a good game, but it was spoilt. Right at the end, in overtime, and it's sort of, there's a lot of controversy about it, and there's an incident which I'm going to talk about in a minute which spoilt that game, and it sort of spoilt the whole season in a way for the NFL, because the LA Rams were making a play and the defender from the New Orleans Saints hit the receiver from the LA Rams, and it should have been a penalty. This is right at the end of the game. And had the penalty been called, because the way the NFL is structured, the New Orleans Saints would have played out the game and they would have won the game and be through to the Super Bowl. And the Super Bowl is the pinnacle of any NFL player's career. To even play in a Super Bowl, to have the chance of winning one. So that's what would have happened had the penalty been called, which it should have been. It was a helmet-to-helmet hit. Everyone in the stadium knew, everyone on television knew, the commentators knew, the replays showed it, the player knew, but it seems the only people who didn't know were the refs on the pitch, and they didn't call it, and the LA Rams went on to win the game, dramatic fashion. A big hoo-ha afterwards, because that clearly has spoilt the whole season for the New Orleans Saints and for their fans and for the neutral watcher, it must be said, because it spoilt the game. It was clearly, you couldn't be more clear that it was a wrong decision by the refs. So here's the goal achievement point from that first semi-final for the Super Bowl, is that sometimes you won't always achieve your goal, you won't always get what you want, due to an external factor that you can do nothing about. In other words, life. And life being unfair. Because although the NFL does have a function for challenging decisions, that challenge procedure doesn't include a non-called penalty. So the NFL reviews these things in the off-season every year, and they're going to have to come up with something next season to prevent that happening again, because it's such a fundamental incident in the season. So the goal achievement point is that you can't always guarantee results, because they should now be in the Super Bowl due to their efforts. But the fact that they're not, and that goal isn't going to happen, is down to something else, someone else, that they can't do anything about. So, the second Super Bowl Super Semi saw the New England Patriots taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. The legends of the game, New England Patriots, multi-Super Bowl winners, coached by coaching legend Bill Belichick, with quarterback legend Tom Brady, playing the Kansas City Chiefs with the new young gunslinger quarterback Patrick Mahomes, who makes unbelievable plays by throwing the ball quickly. And you can tell that's a standout point because all the quarterbacks throw it quickly, but he's throwing it like a bullet, and he's throwing it from angles that have not been seen before in the NFL. So the defense are finding it really difficult to deal with it because it just hasn't, you shut the play down in the conventional way, and he still manages to throw it from an unusual angle. So it's very difficult for defenses to deal with it. But Bill Belichick, one of the reasons he's had so much success and is a legend as a coach, there's two reasons. Firstly, he will pick a player to do a job in his team and in his system. He doesn't care who the player is. So once a player stops fulfilling a function, he's out. So he will ship out superstar players. And if he sees a player that can do what he wants, he will get in the team. So he will pick an undrafted player off the street if he fits in his system, which is not something that's done that often in the NFL, but Bill Belichick does it and has won multi-Super Bowls. It helps that he has Tom Brady as quarterback. But the other thing that Bill Belichick always has done for the New England Patriots is that he'll look at the opposition, find their biggest flaw or their biggest weakness or the biggest way of dealing with them, and we'll go for that 100%, go for the jugular, focus on the opponent's biggest flaw and biggest weakness. Now, with the Kansas City Chiefs, because their biggest strength is this new young gunslinger quarterback who is very hard to deal with, the best way to deal with it is to get him off the pitch, to keep the offense off the pitch and to keep their defense on the pitch. So the way he did that was to structure his offense in a way that took up a lot of time and kept the Kansas defense on the pitch and kept the Kansas City quarterback sitting on the bench where he's no danger to anyone. Absolutely brilliant strategy without a play ever having been made. Brilliant strategy from a brilliant coach. So that is a classic goal achievement technique. He's been doing that for years. He's well known for doing it, for going after, concentrating on the strategy to beat the opponent without a ball having been kicked or touched. And he did it again. Another great game. I say both semi-finals went to overtime. Really exciting and great goal achievement points in both of them. One of them about success and one of them about not success. And some people say to me, well, if you're talking about goal achievement and self-improvement and wealth creation, why would you talk about non-success? Well, because you can't guarantee success. But in order to go down the road towards success and achievement, you have to take on that board. You have to take on fact. I'll say it again. You have to take on board that fact that you can't guarantee success, and you might end up with, I'm going to say failure. Failure is not quite the right word. You might end up with not achieving your goal. So, let me know what you think. Do you agree with those points? You can see why I like sport, can't you? Because you can see these goal achievement points played out so dramatically and theatrically and athletically live in a sporting situation, and you never know what you're going to get. Beautiful. Let me know what you think. Did you watch the games? Do you watch the NFL at all? Do you watch sport? Will you be watching the Super Bowl? Let me know what you think. If you like the point I'm making, do hit the like button. I'd appreciate that. If you fancy sharing the point, sharing the video, hit the share button. I'd appreciate that as well. And this kind of goal achievement point and turning your passions into profit, I cover both of those within my Transform Your Life Now program, and you can find out more about that over at transformyourlifenow.com. So, gone Bryan, signing off for now. Hope all is well with you. Wishing you as ever health and happiness, and I'll speak to you again soon.